Alrighty, this is why I always say keep your eyes peeled on the return trip back. Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're down here in the old bread and butter spot. Now, last night, a really strong but small storm came through the area and just hammered the river. And the water didn't go up at all. It actually went down to one of the lowest levels I've seen in probably about a year now. So we decided that we would come down in here. It'd been about 3 weeks since we've looked in this spot and see if we couldn't find anything washed out from those rains. So we're gonna keep our eyes to the ground, and when we find something good, we'll let you know. All right, out here in the water, washed off super good. There's a little piece of pottery right off the bat. I don't see any flint quite yet other than really small pieces. I'm not gonna fish through for that today. If we find something bigger, maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know what I got right here, but it looks like it's got a worked edge. Nah, just a real jagged rock. Got my hopes up. All right, one good sign is I'm finding pottery all over the beach about 200 to 300 yards earlier than I normally do down through here. So I'm taking that as a good sign. Usually I can find it this far down. There's a lot more stuff uncovered as I head down the river. Well, it's been a pretty good pottery day like I suspected it would be. There's a couple weird pieces of pottery. I don't know if that's a rim short there. It's kind of curved, but there's a rim short there. Man, I thought that was kind of worked, but it's smooth, but it's got like a line, almost like a bevel. I can't tell. Alrighty, this is why I always say keep your eyes peeled on the return trip back. Not that, but right down here is what looks to be a triangle with the top busted off. Let's go clean it off. Yeah, it's exactly what we got. Would have been used heavily on that side. Worked on the bottom. Actually, it might just be, actually that's the stem, maybe do like a Thebes, as it's going in right there and going in right there. Kind of like an E-notched base maybe, or just some type of corner notch. But that's pretty cool. We're on the board now. All right, that wasn't the worst hunt in the world, wasn't the best. We come out with a broken base and a lot of good pottery and debitage. We'll get a look at that here in a little bit. I also wanted to talk to you guys. I did a little wheeling and dealing the other day, and a guy I was buying some stuff off of messaged me and said, hey, when we meet, I'd like to show you these artifacts and fossils. I saw your profile picture and saw that you dabble in artifacts. And I was wondering if you'd be interested in them. And I told him, I said, sure, you could bring them. I'll take a look at them, and if the price is right, I might take them off your hands if they're good artifacts. So we looked through everything. We didn't take any fossils, but we did buy the lot off of them. And I'm gonna show you that when we do our reveals tonight. All right, we're sitting here at the reveal desk. We got everything for this video. This hunt, not a bad little hunt. Wasn't the most fruitful in the world. We did get a couple nice pieces of pottery. I think that's a rim shard. It's rounded on that side and broken. It's kind of got a lip. I think it's like where the pot goes in. There's another rim shard. You can kind of see where it's just naturally folded over there. Got a bunch of pottery. Nothing to write home about. Nothing too fancy. A lot of debitage. I got 3 pieces. 2 of them are big what ifs. This is a piece of quartz that's really kind of sharpened down. I think they might have been using that one as a blade on that side. Usually it's more randomly broken and it's almost thinned down, but it's so hard to tell with that quartz with the way it breaks. I've got a piece here that looks like it's got a work that edge, but it's a huge what if. And then I've got the bottom to originally what I thought was a triangle, but if you notice it comes in on both sides a little bit. And I thought it was the bottom to like maybe a Lost Lake or a Thebes. It doesn't go out quite enough, I think, to be a Thebes or an E-notch. But maybe like a, you can see where it worked back down this way. Maybe like a pine tree or a Lost Lake type point. You tell me what you think. I'm not too sure on that. That was everything for the hunt. The cool find of this week is the wheeling and dealing we did. This guy was selling me some other stuff. He said, hey, I saw that you dabble in artifacts and I want to show you this stuff and see if you're interested in it. I said, sure. And he brought this and he had 2 fake points in there, obvious little India replicas that weren't even napped at all. And I had to tell him, I said, yeah, those ones aren't the real deal, but these 6 are all worked pieces. And I asked him the history of it, and he said his dad found them in the 90s on a farm that's either beside or very near to my sister-in-law's house. So we're going to look that place up. Hopefully we get some permission. If we do, we'll have a new hunting ground on our hands. If not, I got a dozen different places out there where I'm allowed to look in the creek. So new potential in the area. We got this big generic blade there. And that was a pretty cool piece. Yeah, if it doesn't break in half, or my butterfingers. We got a couple I'm just not too sure about on the typage. This one, you can see where they took like a bent flake and then reworked it into a little point. There's a lot of wear to most of these. This is a busted off piece. It looks like they reused as a thumb scraper. You can see where they worked it really well on that side. Maybe that's like a little sinew nub where it's connected to a stick. Then we've got this one here. I conferred with my expert friend Dave Ullman over on the ORV, and everybody seems to be in consensus that this is an Afton pentagonal point. That one's got a little age to it, as does this one. This one's like some type of bifurcate. I'm not sure what it is. It's really weirdly shaped on the bottom. But a lot of the bifurcates are pretty old pieces, so I'm excited to have those 2 there. Those are pretty old. I haven't really looked up the typage on this yet and discussed it. I'll probably get into my book today and try to figure out what this is. But that's the sharpest one. You can see very nice little point there. I'm going to take all these. I'm going to put them in their own little case too, with information about them, because I don't think they should be separate or put in with my collection. I bought them. I didn't find them. But they are local points. And they do have a history to them. They all have one finder, allegedly. And I do believe the guy seemed like a pretty genuine, nice guy. So I'm going to keep them together in a collection. But that's everything we have for this week. It was a pretty good week, despite not finding a lot down on the beach. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Happy hunting.